I'm Adela.
I'm Annalise.
I'm Caitlin.
I'm Megan.
I'm Alaina.
I'm Cassidy.
And we're the EOU Cheer and Dance Team, and you're watching EOAlive Sports with Doddsy.
What is up, Eastern Oregon? This is Doddsy, and this is your sports show for Monday, May 17th, 2021. Lots of things happening around here. EOU track and field had the CCC championships this weekend. The men's team tied for first place. The women's team got second. Go to EOUsports.com and check out all the winners. We had a ton of winners. A ton of them. And a lot of those kids have also been on this show. And hopefully they come on in the future as well, man. Exciting things for EOU. Mount up. High school-wise, for the Doug Trice Memorial Scholarship, Dana and I will be presenting the two high school athletes at LeGrand. On Tuesday the 25th, we will surprise two high school seniors athletes at LHS with $1,000 scholarship each. That was made possible by the Doug Trice Memorial Tournament that we put together last year. We raised over $4,000 for it. So we have the scholarship covered for a couple years, and we're going to have a tournament this year. And this show is not possible without Buffalo Peak Golf Course. It's out in Union. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous out there. The weather's beautiful. Right now is the perfect time to meet me at the Peak. LHS sports, we're moving into basketball and wrestling and winter sports. I know it's weird to hear that. It's May. I get it. It's that Rona. Winter sports happening now. It's crazy. I'm going to be going to Central Oregon hopefully this weekend to watch my son in a wrestling tournament, a high school wrestling tournament. The other thing that's been really weird about it is winter sports. This sports season is going to go almost a month after graduation, which is really weird to me. But it is what it is. At least they're getting to play, right? And then we move into summer baseball and summer softball and everything that goes on in the summer. I'm super pumped about that. My guest for today. So she hasn't technically been on the show. Her team has. Her team introduces the show, and they introduced this show. I played that at the beginning of this show just because she's on the show today. She is a senior at Baker Webb Academy. So a senior in high school, 17 years old, and a member of EOU Cheer and Dance. It's Alaina Watson. Check it out. Alaina, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm awesome. So we have a lot of stuff to touch on because you're in a unique situation. You're not just an online, high school student, but you also are you dual enrolled at EOU? How does that work? How does that look?
So, starting my sophomore year, I started the dual credits through the early college program. And so, I'll graduate with my associates this year. And so I was doing dual credits all the way through my junior year of high school. And then after my junior year, I finished my high school credits, and now I've just been taking credits going towards my degree.
So wait, are you even 18 years old yet?
No, I'm 17.
You're 17 years old, and you already have 2 years of college under your belt.
3 years.
3 years of college? That's remarkable. That's crazy. When I was 17, I couldn't even barely tie my own shoes, let alone go to college. Wow. So let's talk a little bit about the athletic part of it. You were on EOU Cheer and Dance this year, and you also did soccer. Now, did you do soccer through the high school?
No, I did it through Ground on Valley Futsal Club.
Okay.
I played with them. Yeah.
So who's the coach of that?
We have Shannon Garlitz, and then Brian Indris. They're the main coaches, and then my dad Jesse helps also along with that. Yeah. And so they're the main foundation of that club.
And that's like club soccer, like summertime or like.
It goes. So we do all throughout the year. So like in the winter we do indoor, so futsal, and then we do outdoor for spring and summer.
Wait, that's what indoor soccer is called now? Is futsal?
Yeah.
Really? Is that it in Spanish or something, or a different language?
Yeah, I think so.
Weird. I always heard that word futsal and I didn't know what it was. I didn't know that it was indoor soccer. I mean, we always called it indoor soccer. And trust me, growing up in this area, indoor soccer was popular. I mean, soccer was a pretty popular sport when I was in school too. Not that I played it. I'm not built for soccer, but we played indoor soccer in like PE and I've never heard it called. I mean, I've heard futsal, but I didn't know what it was. That's cool. So academically, you're 3 years into college. Are you going to go to EOU next year?
Yes. Yeah, I plan on finishing my bachelor's at EOU.
So what's in the cards there? Are you gonna keep cheering, or are you gonna try to play soccer there? Are you gonna try out? Like what?
I'm gonna just stick with cheer, and then I should be able to cheer all through my master's program. So
Yeah,
that's my
so because you'll have eligibility, you'll graduate a lot. It's crazy with coronavirus. A lot of high school and college kids it's gonna be real unique situations because you have kids that are graduating college that still have a couple years of eligibility left. It's crazy, and it's across the board. And I wouldn't want to be the coach like in this situation today. I would not want to have to tell a senior like, hey, we got to let you go. Like, we're going to bring you back the year after because we got a kid coming in. And that's going to happen. And it's going to be really hard on coaches.
It's rough, I think. Yeah.
What got you into cheer and dance? I already know, but tell the watchers.
I've been dancing since I was 3. So for almost 14 years now. And I've never cheered before. But I saw that they were doing auditions, and I thought about doing auditions the year before, but I wasn't sure if I really wanted to, get into that time-wise. But then I was like, we'll just try it out. And so I tried out, and I guess I'm a cheerleader now, so that's really fun. It's a new experience. And so I just kind of fell in love with cheering, I guess.
And then you got into dance because of your mom, right? Like your mom.
Yeah, my mom's she's been dancing for a long time, and she teaches also.
What part of dance do you like best? Do you like jazz? You like hip hop? Like what's
I like tap.
You like tap? My daughters are both dancers, and they both love tap.
Yeah, tap is my favorite.
That was their favorite. I mean, hip hop was a close second most of the time, but especially my youngest, tap. And so with other sports, it's crazy how much dance has helped. My sister was a dancer here too in town. She danced with Becky for like 14 years or something, and the amount that it helps you with other sports is crazy. Like my youngest daughter's a catcher, and dancing has given her that base, like that solid leg and core base to be able to be a catcher. It's really cool.
Yeah, I've noticed my dad and mom wanted me to get into tap, especially because it helps you move faster for soccer on the ball. You get faster feet with it, and
tap is just cool. Like tap, you're making music with your feet.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I mean, it's like dancing and singing or composing at the same time. So at EOU, what are you going to go to school for?
I'm going to major in English writing.
Oh, I think I've talked to you about this before. Who wants to major in writing?
Me.
What do you want to write?
I really like fiction.
Oh, you want to write books. You want to be an author.
That's my plan.
Oh, if there's one thing that I hated in school, it was it's writing. It really is. Like I feel like you can read a paragraph and it be missing periods and commas and all that, and you still get the point of the paragraph. You know what I mean? Like, but in English, you have to have those in the right places, otherwise you don't pass the class. And it just never really made sense to me. But to each their own. I mean, maybe one day you'll write a New York Times bestseller.
Yeah, maybe it could happen.
So fiction is fake, like not real. So nonfiction is not fake. Fiction is fake, right?
Yes.
So what kind of fiction do you like to? I'm not a sir though. You don't have to call me sir.
Okay.
I'm old and everything, but that's awfully sweet of you. But you don't have to call me sir.
I really like historical fiction.
Historical fiction. So like you want to make up some stuff about something that happened in Rome.
Yeah.
like that era, like way back in the days, or like in the early 1900s, or
Anything. I think more. I really like the medieval times of it.
medieval times? Yeah. So do you like history too?
It kind of depends. I think where in the world you're learning about, because some things are just more interesting to me than others.
Oh,
So I mean,
definitely.
yes and no.
History for me is I like history just because there's a defined answer.
Yeah,
I like it when like I like math because there's an answer. You know what I mean? And you have to get to that answer. I don't like subjects where things are arbitrary
yeah.
because it's like you could sit there and argue about it for 2 days and you still have your same thoughts about it.
Hmm.
So for the cheerleading team, like obviously this was a really weird year. This was your first year, right? On
Yes.
cheering with EOU, and the team size was shrunk down because of COVID. Everything was different because of COVID. What was your biggest accomplishment during this COVID year, cheer wise? And what was your what was the thing that was the hardest with COVID and everything?
Um, I would say my biggest accomplishment is the stunting aspect of it because I've never done that. Never been thrown in the air before. Like that's not something a dancer usually does. So I'd say that's probably my biggest accomplishment. And then the hardest thing for me was also stunting. Having to learn that was pretty difficult. And as a dancer, like you definitely have to tighten everything. And it wasn't hard for me to tighten everything, but it's much different when you're standing on people's hands and we're all trying to balance together. So I'd say that was definitely the hardest thing for me.
I would know nothing about standing on anybody's because I'm not the proper size to be standing on anybody's hands. It would have to be a rather large person to hold me up. So what about COVID wise? Like, what was your biggest struggle this year, either in school or athletics? I mean, there was no fans for one thing, which is weird. There's all these different rules and regulations that everybody had to follow. What was your biggest struggle with that?
I think for like the performance aspect of it, the performing for no one or a minimum amount of people was pretty difficult because I'm used to performing for crowds, especially at like recitals and competitions. So performing for maybe like at most 20 people and at least zero was it was weird. And then being able to stunt, we couldn't stunt for a couple months when the season first started because we had to maintain the 6 foot distancing rule. And so when we finally got to stunt, that was exciting for us, but it was hard making sure that everyone knew what they were supposed to be doing when we couldn't actually practice it, if that makes sense.
Well, yeah, and one of the cool things, like I give EOU props for this too, is they've done a really good job at following the rules. I mean,
Yeah.
really, EOU has killed it. Like when it comes to keeping athletes and students safe, and they have something to be proud of there. And each and every team, for that matter. I mean, I never saw anybody doing anything that was questionable, or it was actually quite remarkable. It's something to be proud of, especially for a bunch of kids that are, and I say kids, like 17 to 23, right? Most of the time, 17 to 23-year-olds aren't great at following rules. I mean, I know from experience, and with this COVID thing, EOU, the athletics department and everybody involved just killed it for real.
Yeah, they did.
So let's see. Would you rather have a personal chef or a personal maid?
I'm not sure. Probably a maid because I like cooking more than I do like cleaning.
You like cooking?
Yes, yeah.
I love cooking. What's your favorite food?
Enchiladas.
Oh, Mexican food.
Spanish,
Me too.
Spanish enchiladas though.
Well, what's the difference between a Spanish and a Mexican enchilada?
Spanish. Okay, so when we make Spanish enchiladas, we put raisins in them.
Raisins?
And olives.
Interesting.
And then when we make Mexican enchiladas, they don't have raisins in them.
I never had an enchilada with a raisin in it.
My dad doesn't like them.
That's weird. I make these ones, like I call them white enchiladas, and I just use or white people enchiladas. I've called them that too. I just use like cream of mushroom soup instead of the red sauce. And
Really?
it actually turns out pretty good. You make them just the same. You know, you can use corn or flour tortillas. You make it all the same, and then instead of the red sauce, you just use like cream of mushroom or cream of chicken soup mixed with a little bit of sour cream, and they just turn out to be like
Good.
not. It's only because I get heartburn, but I love Mexican food. I learned how to make ceviche from a lady from Peru, actually.
Really?
And yeah, I love cooking. I mean, that's my go-to thing. The only problem is I don't like cooking for myself. I like cooking for other people way more than I like cooking for myself.
I don't like cooking for other people. I like cooking for myself. Yeah.
Really?
Well, I get nervous because I'm like, well, what if they don't like it? And then I start like second guessing myself with the portions and like spices and stuff because I don't know if people like spicy.
You just gotta own it. You gotta own it. You be like Emerald and like throw some salt on there and own it. So, do you have your phone with you?
Yes, sir. Sorry.
What's the last song that is on your playlist?
Money Trees by Kendrick Lamar.
Money Trees by Kendrick Lamar. I know that song. I used to listen to Kendrick long before he got big time. He used to tour with Strange Music a lot back in the days, like probably like 10, maybe even more than that. And I've always been a Kendrick fan. He's legit.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get done with school, I mean, you can't go into just writing books as a profession. What do you want to do? Like, what do you want to do to supplement that?
So my plan is to finish my master's program for the creative writing master's, and then I want to go into a doctorate program and get my PhD, and then I want to become a professor.
Oh, you want to teach English at the college level and write books?
Yeah.
Is there any like hopes of like coaching in the future? Like, do you want to stay involved?
I would love to at least become an assistant cheer and dance coach.
What about a dance studio?
I mean, that's a lot more time, and I'm not sure I have a lot of time on my hands. Like, it's hard now with all the time that I have. So when I become, an adult, it will probably be harder to.
Don't become an adult. Adulting sucks.
I know.
Stay 17 forever. Live at mom and dad's house as long as possible. Being an adult sucks. Don't rush into it. Seriously. So sibling-wise, you have the 2 twin sisters, and that's it. No brothers. So like sports influence-wise, you get soccer from dad. You get dance and cheer from mom. Was there ever any sport that you like really wanted to try, but you just didn't, you didn't have the influence around you, so you didn't jump into it?
No. My dad kind of had me practice every sport to have the options. I think if it was my choice, when I look back on it now, I really, really like volleyball. So I think I would have maybe stayed into volleyball more. But I have my younger sisters, but I have 3 older siblings, and I do have a brother.
Oh, you do? I didn't know. Yeah, fill me in.
I have my oldest sister. She is 31, 32. Yes. And then I have my brother, he's 24. And then I have my youngest oldest sister. She's 22.
My youngest oldest sister. So there's 6 of you all together.
Yes.
Wow, I never knew that. That's awesome. So you have had like some other outside influence besides parents when it comes to sports?
A little bit, yeah. Because me and my younger sisters were my mom's, so I didn't really have like my 2 older siblings in my life, but I had my youngest oldest sibling.
It's like me and my siblings. It's the same, but my 2 younger siblings they have a different dad. We share a mom, and it's similar. There's a big age gap. I'm 14 years older than my little sister, so I get it. I just never knew. I never knew. I don't try to pry into people's lives too much. You know what I mean? Like I talk about sports. So with you personally, like we talked about, wanting to become get your doctorate, become a professor, write books, and with like just things that happen in everyday life. Like, is there any, do you have like a hobby, like something outside of sports and cook? You obviously said cooking you like to do, but you don't do that for other people. So, I mean, that's just self-fulfilling, really. Do you have something like, are you involved in any like extracurricular activities? Do you have like a hobby that sticks out?
I paint.
Oh, you're a painter.
Oh, yeah.
What do you paint with?
Acrylic usually.
Acrylic paint. Nice. My daughter, you're so similar to my daughters. It's scary. Like, my daughter, my youngest, she doesn't play soccer, but she dances. She plays softball instead of soccer, and she's super into painting. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So, like with your hobby of painting, is that something that you're like passionate about? Is it like something that is going to stay with you as you grow older?
I mean, maybe. I don't do it a lot. I just kind of, if I find myself just sitting around, I'll just be like, oh, maybe I'll paint.
You dabble in the painting world?
Just dabble sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. And then for a job right now, you work at Domino's, obviously.
Yeah.
And so, like, do you want to own a Domino's one day?
No. That's kind
Do
of.
you like Domino's pizza?
I do. Probably a little bit too much.
Have to say
Probably. No. My dad always told me, he constantly tells me, he's like, well, if you don't want to stay in this business, work hard and then get your degree and go into another one. So I'm just kind of using this as my stepping stone to get.
Absolutely. Perfect. I mean, yeah, it's a great setup. Like I said, don't hurry up and become an adult. You know what's funny? I thought when I first started like coming around this year, when this year first started, I didn't even know that you were Jesse's daughter. And I thought you were just another cheerleader from the college. Like I really did, until I saw your mom up there. And then I asked her about it. I was like, she's like, my daughter cheers. And I was like, what, wait, you have a daughter in college? And she was like, no, she's in high school. So it was like, okay, yeah. I had no. They don't pay me enough to keep track of that. So your experience at EOU this year, if I was like, pretend I was a senior in high school, right? I'm a senior in high school, which you are too, but you've got a year under your belt. And your mom sat me in front of you and said, recruit Doddsy to come cheer at EOU. What would you say to me?
The connection that all of us have is very strong, I feel, just in every sport at EOU. It's not just in the cheer and dance team. You have very much a family bonding, I guess you could say, within all of Quinn and on campus. You just get along with everyone. Everyone's very open and nice. So even though this year was pretty hard, all of us supported each other within all the teams. I feel like it actually made all of us become closer and bond us and make our connection stronger than it was last year. So I feel that if you're really looking for something that will bring the community together and bring the school together and just give you that sense and feeling of having a family away from family, I think it's the perfect thing for you to do. To join EOU and the cheer team, that would be fun.
Yeah, let's get some males involved in that cheerleading.
Yes,
that would be awesome. Some bases. When I was young, it was frowned upon. Like, you'd get made fun of if you wanted to be a cheerleader. And I wish that wasn't the case, because there is a need and for males in that sport as well. And I think it would be cool. I mean, all the big schools nowadays have dudes. I mean, and so if you're watching this and you're a male and you're thinking about cheerleading, go check out EOU. Eastern Oregon, she is Baker Webb Academy senior and member of EOU Cheer and Dance, Alaina Watson. And I'm Doddsy, and I appreciate you, Alaina. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. I mean, I'm so grateful for the people that are willing to come on this show, and the interviews and the people that come on the show are what make it. My diet update, I'm still trucking along. I weigh on Wednesday. I'll let everybody know. Metrim MD right here in LeGrand. Go to their website or call the phone number and get a consultation. I mean, it's that easy. If you want to lose 5 pounds, if you want to lose 100 pounds, it doesn't matter. If you have some sort of ailment that's weight related and you want to help with that, give Metrim MD a try. You won't be disappointed at all. Guests for this week are kind of up in the air still. I don't know exactly where I'm going to take the show this week. I'm if you guys have recommendations, it's not that I can't find anybody, because I'll find somebody, but I love your recommendations. Kyle at EOAlive.tv. Email me. We got to shake those Mondays out and get through this Monday, everyone. Like, share, and follow, please. That helps the show. Watching, it's enough, but if you want to take it to the next level, like, share, and follow. Buffalo Peak Golf Course. I can't say enough good stuff about this place. Them hiring Dana was the best thing that they've ever done. And I don't say that because I'm biased. I say that because I see results. I'm a result-driven individual. I want to see it. I want to see tangible results. And we're seeing that at Buffalo Peak Golf Course. Meet me at the Peak. Eastern Oregon. That's all I got for you on a Monday. I'm Doddsy, and I'm out.